have the right mindset. Hey, let's take some accountability. Let's be positive. Let's be adaptable, and let's just work hard, because hard work solves a lot of problems. How to deal with adversity? First of all, let's define what adversity means. Anyone want to take a guess at what the definition is?
Obstacles you're faced with as a person.
Obstacles, yep, that's a good way to say it. All right, difficulties, misfortune, ill luck, trouble, hardship, distress. So I'm not even sure if you could call what we went through last month adversity, because, I've had parents died at a young age, and, kids died too young, and it's just, it's a cold world out there, so I wouldn't even call it adversity. But, life is always going to have its ups and downs. So us not making as much money for the next till 2024, or, I'm staying strong. It's not a big deal for me. But life is going to throw us adversity, and I just want us to have the blueprint, or at least have the right mindset to know how to handle them, because they're going to keep coming. Before we do that, I just want to go over my family vacation. Again, it was a perfect timing for me, and I really want to thank you guys. In a way, I thought it was like, is this the worst time to go on vacation, or is this the best time to go on vacation? Because literally the day before it happened, and I went there, and I just had so much mixed emotions, Some of it was anger, really. So much question marks. I was like, what the heck is going on? They're definitely like coming after me. It's taking it personal, very, very emotional. But it was maybe a good thing for me to kind of take a step back, look at it from afar, see the big picture, look at the business without me being in there, and just smoking a bunch of cigars and having a quiet time, and just really thinking, what is it that I have to do here? And also just being in nature, I felt like there was a big healing element to it too, where I just like calmed down, and I just got so less emotional about things, and I just was able to think more logically, and came back with a little more clarity, and came back and got ready to go back to work. So I really want to thank you guys for letting me do that. I think that was important for our agency, for me to not be lost in all the little details that I have to do every day. And already I just feel my brain working so much more clear towards what type of goals we need to do with Yuchan, and Laura's just stepping up with so many of the things I used to do. And I just have more of a game plan now. And I wouldn't have been able to do that. And the agency grows, I feel more and more comfortable, especially with the leadership that's here, for me to take a step out of the operation and look at it from afar. So I just want to tell you guys, while I was there, okay, we had this candy bar place. It's called a candy bar, but it's like an ice cream shop. And last year when we went to Hawaii, we stayed at the Hyatt Regency. We stayed at the same place. And this hotel has this candy shop. It's huge. It's like this big. And they have all these ice cream. And last year we went there, and we all had this huge ice cream. It's like, I don't know how many scoops they put on. It's all kinds of candy, and it's like Sour Patches, like things like, it's just the biggest ice cream treat you could ever have your whole life. And the kids remember that from last year. And even before we were going to Hawaii, they were like, oh, like, are we going to go to that place? We're going to stay at the same hotel, right? We're going to go to that place, right? I was like, yeah, we go there. And how I am with sugar and artificial color and stuff like that. Even myself, I was kind of looking forward to it, because I don't have ice cream unless I'm in Hawaii. So I wait the whole year. And I love ice cream, but cutting back on ice cream has helped me lose 35 pounds. But I looked forward to it too. But it's a big treat. We're in Hawaii, it's a special thing. But I also, while we're there, once we got there, as soon as we got there, it's right at the hotel, so we had to pass it to check in. They're like, yeah, there it is. And I'm like, okay. I was thinking like, well, you know what? If we have it on the first day, then they're going to get spoiled, and they want to have it again. So I said, hey, you know what? You guys have to be good the whole week. No fighting, because I want to have a peaceful time too, because all the stress. I was like, you guys can't fight. You guys have to be on your best behavior. And on the very last day, we're going to go to that place. So every time they were about to fight or got a little fussy, like, hey, you want that ice cream? And they got their act together, and we were just looking forward to that. And we have to walk by every place. We go to the beach, we walk by. We go to get the coffee, we walk by. We go shopping, we walk by. We're like, yeah, they're there. They're like, I'm gonna get this one. Like, no, maybe I will get this one. We're just talking about it like all week, right? And finally, the last day comes. We go dinner, and after that dinner, we're like, okay, we're gonna go now, and we go there, and it was closed.
No.
Kyle literally just fell on his butt and start wailing at that very moment there. I just told him, hey, get up, like stop like laying down there, like you gotta get up. Like it's just like kind of embarrassing too. We can't be sitting, on the ground with public place, just like crying. Like I was like, get up, let's gotta get up, we gotta move on, let's go, we gotta move on. It's like it's not a big deal. Okay, we could get ice cream. Trust me, you could get ice cream. We gotta move on. What do you want right now? Ice cream. This ice cream. There's another place. I want this guy. It's closed. It's closed. We gotta move on. And we walked 10 steps. Like we were gonna look for ice cream. We walked 10 steps. There's another ice cream place right there. It did take us like 30 minutes for him to move on. But when we finally started moving, we walked 10 steps in the same hotel. There was an ice cream place. And we had ice cream. It wasn't as fancy, but how much ice cream can an 8-year-old eat? We just got probably regular ice cream. I said, hey, 2 scoops. And they were like, okay, 2 scoops instead of 1. Got 2 scoops. It wasn't as fancy. It wasn't a cone. They had some sprinkles in it. They had it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's ice cream. It's like, there's no bad ice cream. And we're in paradise. Maybe ice cream for us could be more money. It could be buying a house. It could be relationship. It could be having kids, getting married, whatever their ice cream is. Sometimes that thing moves around. So if you just look, sometimes it's just right there, right next to you. But if you focus so much on this place is closed, this place is closed, I wanted this so much, it's like, well, it's all right. We'll be okay. Let's calm down. There's going to be another opportunity or another ice cream. We just have to look for it. So I thought that was a good metaphor of what's going on right now. And the very next day, we were going to go back home, and Hawaiian Airlines is the airlines that we fly with. And I got to the seat, and I just put my backpack beneath me, under my seat. I gotta download stuff before, like I don't have any data to have music on, stuff like that. And the flight attendant all the way up there was like, if anybody has a backpack they do not have, please come to the front to grab it. I'm busy like listening to songs, like, downloading like the Travis Scott album and like doing stuff, and I didn't pay any attention to it. They said it twice. If anybody has a backpack they do not have, please come get it in the front. I'm like, my backpack is right there. Like, but I was pretty busy with my phone, to be honest with you. 5.5 hours later, we flew back, touched down to Long Beach, and I'm like, all right, time to go. And I grabbed what's under my seat, and it's not my backpack. I was like, this is not Louis Vuitton. This is Burgundy. And I looked all over. I'm like, wait, I did put it right here, right? And I looked behind me. I was like, ma'am, is this your backpack? And she's like, yeah, that's mine. What happened? Where'd you put mine? Because mine was there first. Oh, she was like, oh, that wasn't mine, so I gave it to the stewardess.
Why was she doing that?
So you didn't have the decency to maybe suspect that could have been mine and ask? It's like, no, that wasn't my spot. And her husband came over, and she was like, that's not our job. And I got so freaking mad. I might have said a few F words to them, but kids were right there. So I was like, okay, wait, hold on. Let me go to the front and see if it's there. And the stewardess and the pilot, I went all the way to the front. Luckily, the kids weren't there because I was pretty mad because my laptop's in there, my keys are in there, my keys to my car, the keys to the office, the keys to my house. Most importantly, my laptop, which I had, that was Saturday. On Sunday, I had plans to like come up with like comp plans and all these changes, and all that data was in there too. So at this point, you know how serious I take my business. So I was so like panicking, and I was like, we announced it. That was yours? Yeah, we left it at Honolulu. Why couldn't you guys like have the common like courtesy to like use common sense and be like, sir, is this yours? Like they just took it away from me, or the lady, they took it away from me, gave it to the stewardess, and the stewardess took it right to the front and made an announcement. Could they have just maybe someone like, hey, sir, this is underneath your seat? So they're like, no, this is procedure. This is our procedure. We cannot ask if that's yours because someone may say that's theirs when it's not. And it's like, you're supposed to put your bag in the front. I get it, but like, can you just maybe like think it could have been mine? And I was at this point like, just said that word as loud as possible. And then my kids started coming up front. I was like, okay, you know what? I got to move on from this situation. And then I went to the front. The agent told me, hey, we're going to fly it on the next flight over, which is 24 hours later. And I was like, okay, well, my kids are here, so I got to calm my ass down and told myself what I told them is I got to move on here. And I waited 24 hours. Now they can't fly here. They have all these procedures. They have to FedEx it. And then I was calling them, and I was like, kind of like getting to a point where like, should I fight this and make a fuss out of it? But at least they have it. Sunday morning, I said I got to move on. I went to Best Buy. I bought a brand new laptop. Here it is right here. And then I found out they're going to FedEx it. I was like, fine, just freaking FedEx it. At the end of the story, I have a new laptop that's way better. And it was just 2 days of not being able to drive my own car. And I learned a lesson, have everything on the cloud. Don't have anything on the phone, on the actual laptop. As big a deal as I thought it was, again, same thing as ice cream. I actually came up with a better laptop, new backpack, and everything's gonna be fine. So another example I could share with you guys with this whole situation, on August 8th, the first person I had to call, Laura was off that day, but I had to call her and let her know I'm leaving to Hawaii the next day. I can't tell her in person, and I just had to break the news. And so I called her, and she just took it like a champ. There's no other way to say it. Like, this is what happened. Don't worry. And she didn't really. It was a very short conversation. She was like, okay. Wow, like the ability to adapt or move on from the situation is like incredible. And then I went to Hawaii, and we had a Zoom meeting, and I said, hey, we're going to be more of a managerial position. No sales now because we can't, but we're going to do a managerial situation. I'll let you know what the comp plan is. And before knowing the comp plan or anything, she just got straight to work. Started working on lists, started seeing, who's on time or who's late, or just doing managerial stuff, which she didn't have experience in. And just the way she took it, and then we got back, told her what the comp plan is. No complaints, nothing. It is taking it even a step back momentarily, but she just said, hey, let's get to work. It seems like she's been a manager for years already. But that's really the best example I could think of being able to be faced with adversity and handle it and just move on from it and find opportunity within it. So I just really want to thank Laura again for that leadership and inspiration of how to handle difficult times, because in business, especially the higher we get up, the more challenging and the stakes get bigger. And the more emotional control, emotional stability is necessary to be able to get to the next level. We're going to get better from this. And it's all because of Laura's attitude and how she's taking it. So thank you once again, Laura. So turn your adversities into opportunities, all right? I want to give you guys 4 steps. 4th step is to take accountability, all right? This is the one most people struggle with the most. They don't want to take responsibility. Something bad happens to them. It's not my fault. I didn't have any control over that. And sometimes it could be very true. Okay, it could be true, but a lot of times if you really, really look, it's like, should have put my laptop backpack in the front. Like I was making a big fuss and then making them their fault. Like, that's the rule. Like, I knew that. Like, I'd always done that. I don't know why I put it in the back. I kind of felt like I wanted some more leg space, and I just was like, not thinking right at that moment. Or I should have checked what time that candy store closes. Should have been a little bit more careful on checking you guys' policy and not go crazy in March with the annual mileage overrides. I could have done the odometer reading. That's kind of how I didn't even really pay attention to that. Once you kind of take a responsibility, then you actually have the chance to change and grow from that experience. But if you give the power to somebody else, because of them, then you have no control, and you're giving that power to the person, and you just become a victim. What good is that? Like, oh, poor me, this is happening to me. Oh, like if you have a bad relationship, oh, poor me, I can't do it, I can't control. Well, you could control it. If you take accountability, you're the one who put yourself in that situation. I'm the one who put myself in this situation. Even if somebody rear-ended me, I would have been like, damn it, I should have woke up 15 minutes earlier. That level of accountability is necessary if you want to learn from that experience, because why waste the challenge if they come? Might as well learn something from it. So let's take accountability is something that's most difficult to do, and most people don't even get past that stage, and that's why there's no growth in a lot of people's lives, because they just don't want to accept the fact that maybe they had a part to do with why they're in that situation. Because we don't want the same problems to keep on happening over and over and over again. That's really kind of how a victim's life goes. Number 2, let's be positive. All right, because they could take away a lot of things from me. They take away the policies, they take away my trips, they could take away, they try to take away my employees. But one thing they can't take away is my attitude. Okay, no matter what happens, I'm gonna have a positive attitude. this has kept on showing over and over again. Like some people just, when something bad happens, they just want to keep looking at the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Well, what about the solution? Let's move on to the solution. Yeah, we can't get that ice cream there. I can't get the ice cream there. What can we do? Okay, so shifting our mindset to what's more positive and what we can do, I think is so important, because just focus on the problem, this doesn't get anywhere. What can we do? What can we learn from this? What are the opportunities? All right, be adaptable. So, again, this is just easy, right? Being adaptable just means that if something happens, then it's not only the best way to win, but it's also a necessity to survive. We just don't want to be the type of person that says, hey, when the new iPhone came out, some people were like, oh, I'm never going to use the iPhone. I'm happy with this flip phone, or I like the buttons on this BlackBerry. 5 years later, everybody's using the iPhone. Okay, so being able to adapt with new technology, you have new information, you have new data. Hey, what do we need to do? And be able to adapt faster, the better. Take massive action. You don't take massive action to get the massive results right away. It's making small actions that help you out. Okay, so I don't expect everybody from going from this level to this level right away, but taking massive action enough where just you're taking small steps. Like I used to get up at 9, I was like, I want to get up at 5. It's like, okay, well, if I wake up at 5, all of a sudden by noon I'm going to be tired. So I had to wake up 15 minutes earlier every single month. Next month I'm waking up 15 minutes earlier. Next month I'm waking up 15 minutes earlier. Like if you're a runner, you're not going to just run a marathon the very next day. You're going to run this many miles one week and then that many miles next week. Or if you're on the phones this many hours, then you're going to be able to maybe get on the phones 5 hours more next month. Or if you're selling 20K, let's go to 25, 30, 35. It's just the small steps, if you're going the right direction, is really all that's necessary, because after, especially with your guys' age, after long periods of time, it's like you're on that mountain. It seems like a mountain that you'll never get to. Like Laura, when she was selling 18,000 in July of 2017, she didn't go to 130 in a year or two. 25, 30, 30, 30, 32, 34, 35, 40, 45. It's just not stopping and always working towards the next goal is what's going to get there. So no matter where you guys are, like everybody has adversities. So I just want this to kind of help you guys have the right mindset. Hey, let's take some accountability. Let's be positive. Let's be adaptable, and let's just work hard, because hard work solves a lot of problems. That's how I look at it. We got a lot of work to be done. We have to work on a lot of lists. We have to make sure calls are answered. We have a lot of sales to make up. It's a lot of work. And that's why I'm just going to take it one step at a time, one hire at a time, each person getting a little bit better. And then 5 years later, man, we're just going to be in such a better spot if we all increase our activity just a little bit. That's how you turn your problems into opportunities. Again, problems are going to keep coming. During the last 8 months, the week before we moved into this office, which is 20K per month, Bristol West shuts down. Then Bristol West non-renewals. That was $500,000 worth of income for our agency. And then 50K a month bonus taken away from us. Okay, I get disinvited to 2 awards trips. We get binding authority suspension for 4 months. Freaking Paris dies. 6 of our staff members let go by farmers. And then our number 2 agent for the last 7 years, suddenly, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, quits. But I'm still standing here, excited. These challenges are going to still come, because we're on pace to write over 6.5 million this year. And last year we wrote 5 million. And this year around this time we had 10 licensed staff members. Right now we have 19. But look at the big picture. Again, if I step back and look at it from Hawaii, at the agency, we're doing better. Like, it doesn't seem like it because we have all these challenges coming, but every challenges that they thrown to me, we figured something out. Thanks to you guys. We figured something out, and we've gotten better and better and better. We've gotten bigger, and that's the direction we're going. So these challenges are going to keep coming. I'm just excited. Some of the things that keeps me excited is like, okay, who's going to be the next sales superstar? What new thing am I going to find out that's going to take us to the next level? Stay ready, guys, okay? Because big things are coming. The Department of Insurance is giving out rate increases, and my plan is to figure things out, work harder than ever, so we can make more money than we ever have. I think it's going to be a lot sooner and closer than you guys think. Because just like my ice cream and my backpack, it was right around the corner. And I think that's the situation we're in too. All right, so thank you guys. for a great month, and let's keep getting it.